What challenges, Wanjiku, do you foresee as the chair from where you sit? What are the challenges that you can foresee in that position of the chair of IPC?
Thank you. And through the chair, I really can't see your name, so I apologize for not referring to you by name. But one of the biggest challenges we have is that commissioners run away from Kenyans at their time of need. That is what we have been experiencing as the people of Kenya. So that is likely to be a challenge even in the next general election. So as a legal practitioner, I would ensure that there are legal provisions, or the law is amended to ensure that there are very stringent penalties for any commissioners who has gone through this interview process, being appointed, and then decides, I'm going to take my salary up to 2026 or just before the results are read, then I'm running away. So I would ensure that we have a law where if a commissioner does not agree the process, there's a process through which they can seek to leave by ensuring that they write down why they're in disagreement. Just like the Supreme Court does, there's always the dissenting parties in the Supreme Court. So that is what I would suggest in addition to the law. That if at the time where, because the presidential elections are the ones that are usually so disputed, at the time when that arises, then every commissioner should write down their reason for dissenting, and they should read it to the public before the results are presented. The other challenge has always been the digital system. While in the process of preparing the Digital Health Act and regulations, I learned just a few issues about what a digital system should have. It should be able to authenticate, it should be able to authorize and account. Authenticate meaning any person getting access to this system should be able to be given, the system should be able to authenticate who they are. Then authorize that person to specific parts of the system, and then account for every person who has been able to get in and out of this system. That is why now when cases go to the Supreme Court, then they are able to get into this system. Please note, I'm not an expert in ICT. Get into this system and see through the accounts made there too, who has had access, what they have done in that system, and any unauthorized access to the system. But I also believe, and one of the issues I would want to propose is that IEBC, as an arbiter, and a Constitution Commission, should not be a respondent in petitions. Because the minute you make IEBC a respondent, what happens is they work together with the winning party to be able to win the case. Because all of us are participants. We have all been sued. But if you make the IEBC more like a friend of the court, not in that manner, but in the manner that they are required within specific timelines, when there is a petition filed in Kiambu, then IEBC is required to provide the evidence and the information without being a party to that suit. Then you give a chance for the courts to get all that information and be able to give a judgment that corresponds with the needs of that particular petition.